This is WYMT Mountain Sports, your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports.
Time to fill out that bracket. The selection show going on earlier on WYMT at 6 o'clock. Kentucky, of course, no surprise to anyone, the #1 overall seed. They will play their first 2 games of the tournament from the KFC Yum Center. Let's check out their second round matchup. Now, I say second round matchup because the technical first round is the 4 play-in games. One of those winners will get the pleasure of taking on the top-ranked Cats. The winner of the Manhattan-Hampton play-in game will take on Kentucky in Louisville on Thursday. They get the late game Thursday night, 9:45 p.m. tip time, and the game can be seen live right here on WYMT.
You got 8 teams. From that 8, in my opinion, someone's going to win the thing out of those 8. I don't think after that there's some teams that have a chance to advance and do some stuff, but I just don't think those 8 teams, they're really good, those 8. And it's not just us. I mean, there's no everybody talking like, hey, you can. Let me just tell you, it's a one-game shot. It's not the best of 5. It's one and done.
All right, you heard from Coach Cal and the Cats on the matchup, but what is the national media saying about Kentucky's bracket? If you take a closer look at it, they have quite a tough road ahead, having to possibly go through Kansas or Notre Dame. Here's CBS analyst Jim Nance, Grant Hill, and Bill Raftery on the Midwest bracket.
The one that looks first glance as the toughest of all, Kentucky's.
Without a doubt, the selection committee did Kentucky no favors. Potential Sweet 16 matchup with Maryland, a team who beat a #1 seed in Wisconsin. Of course, in the Elite 8 and the regional finals, they could go against Kansas, a very tough team, or Notre Dame, who recently beat another #1 seed in Duke. So if they're going to get far, get to the Final Four, they're going to have to beat some good teams.
That Cleveland regional is loaded.
All right, how about that other Kentucky school? The Louisville Cardinals are the 4 seed in the East region. They meet up with 13 seed UC Irvine on Friday. All the way out in Seattle, Washington, the Cardinals lost in the quarterfinal round of the ACC tournament to North Carolina. Many think the Cardinals were overseeded and have not been the same since the dismissal of point guard Chris Jones. Well, now on to the basketball being played before all of this national tournament talk. Kentucky going for their 34th win on the season, taking on Arkansas down in Nashville. The SEC championship game, Coach Cal always rocking a smile on his face. I mean, I would too if I was undefeated. Razorbacks playing well early. Michael Qualls 3-ball from straight away. We're tied up at 19. Arkansas, though, down in the paint. Meet Karl Anthony Towns. Kentucky now deadly out in transition all season. Same thing here. Willie Cauley-Stein got it. He knows what to do with it. Throws it down. Now off the Arkansas miss, Harrison to Cauley-Stein, the pass and catch and finish. Cauley-Stein had 15 points, 10 boards for his 3rd double-double on the season, and they defeat Arkansas 78-63. The SEC championship game, Willie Cauley-Stein named tournament MVP. Our sports director Josh McKinney wraps up our Big Blue coverage from Nashville.
This has already been a historic season for the Kentucky Wildcats, and Sunday afternoon they took another step closer, winning the program's 28th Southeastern Conference Tournament Championship. For the Kentucky Wildcats, it is now on to the big dance where their first and what would be only loss of the season would end this historic year.
I mean, regardless if we were perfect or not, it's still, we're only guaranteed 1 game, so it's really, the slate is clean. Whether we're 34-0 or got 5 losses, you still, right from here on out, you're 0-0.
But for this team, it is all about redemption after falling 1 win short of title #9 last season.
I mean, I know that I will never play on another team as close as we are, or so I think I just wanted to enjoy it a little bit longer.
And the players, along with the coaching staff, know that if they stay focused on themselves and, as John Calipari says, being the best version of themselves, cutting down the nets in Indianapolis is almost a certainty.
Our thing is about us being our best version. And the only way you can be your best version is be happy, be joyful. You want to create joy, do something for somebody else. Creates joy in your life. Well, when you watch this team play, they're joyful out there because they're playing for each other.
The Wildcats will open NCAA tournament play on Thursday in Louisville against the winner of Manhattan and Hampton in what is just another obstacle in the path of perfection. Reporting outside Bridgestone Arena in downtown Nashville, I'm Josh McKinney for WYMT Mountain Sports.
All right, thank you, Josh. Next in sports, second round tournament action from Harrogate, Tennessee. The LMU Rail Splitters playing host to Mount Olive in the NCAA Division II National Tournament. The Lincoln Memorial Rail Splitters are the #1 seed in the NCAA Division II National Tournament, hosting the opening rounds down in Tennessee. Round 2 of the NCAA Division II tourney down in Harrogate, Mount Olive and Lincoln Memorial University. There's old Abe waving at us. Jordan McCain doing work inside for Mount Olive here. Trojans go up 5-0 early on. But this guy, he doesn't just play inside. It's McCain again, this one from the perimeter. Mount Olive would open the game with 13 unanswered points against the Rail Splitters. It took 12 tries in almost 10 minutes, but Curtis Webb drops in LMU's first field goal, and it's a triple. Still an 18-5 Trojan lead, but LMU trying to rally. Another deep one from Jarrell Simmons. Abe Lincoln and his Army getting fired up. Mount Olive ahead, though, 27-18 at the half. We go second half. More of the same thing from Mount Olive. Kendall Hargrove, what did that rim ever do to you? 17-point Trojan lead. Lorenzo Ross, pounding the rock, as they say in Harrogate, earns 2 on the drive to cut the deficit to 15, but Mount Olive hitting everything. They shot nearly 50% on the game to LMU's 36, and that was Jaquan Blunt with a 3. Mount Olive advances to the round of 16 with a 75-55 win. LMU's memorable season comes to a close. Rail Splitters finish with a record of 30-3. The hoop season continues for EKU, though. Despite coming up short at the OVC tournament last weekend, the Colonels have accepted an invite to the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament, or the CIT, and will host a first-round game next Tuesday night. It's EKU's 3rd straight appearance in a national postseason tournament and 6th in the past 11 years. A win Tuesday night would give EKU its 20th win on the season. Well, from Eastern Kentucky to Western Kentucky, WKU women's basketball head coach Michelle Clark-Hurd would not let her team cut down the nets when they won the regular season title last month. She wanted them to do it in Birmingham, and that's exactly what they did last night. The Lady Tops beat Southern Miss in the Conference USA Championship game 60-57 and punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament.
Through these 3 games, I saw a lot of me in them. And they say your players are supposed to reflect you as a coach. And that's what happened this weekend and throughout this season. And, of course, we're not done yet, but this regular season. And to be able to get a regular season championship and a conference championship, speechless, because there's a lot of people that can't say they've done that. And I'm really happy for them.
The home of the Lady Top, Still Arena, home of the Girls State Championship game this afternoon between Allen County-Scottsville and Holy Cross. Kentucky commit Morgan Rich the drive and finish there for the Lady Patriots. Jordan Brooks, the junior, knocking down the 3-ball in the corner, and the Lady Patriots are up early on Holy Cross, but here comes the Indians. Deja Turner chases down the tip pass and lays it in. Holy Cross, the same team that knocked out Bell County in the first round with a chance to win it in the state tournament. Let's go under a minute to play. Game tied. Abby Hassert, the drive and the foul. Holy Cross goes up 3 points. Now, last chance for Allen County-Scottsville. The heave, no good, and Covington Holy Cross wins the All-A State earlier this year and caps off the season with a state championship win, 35-32, the final score. And Matthew, that is sports.
Lauren, thanks so much. We'll be right back.